Okay, so the first thing we want to look at is the left and right function. So this gets used if you want to find either the first, let's say, 6 characters of a particular name, or maybe you want to find the last 6 characters or last 10 characters of a particular name. So in our example over here, we're going to be doing a left title, and you can see I put comma 6. That means return the first 6 characters on the left hand side of a string, which is the start of the string. Right title, comma 6, and that's going to show the last 6 characters of this particular title. So when we run that, you can see we have a movie ID, director ID, release year. That's our full title over there. And then we have left title, which is the first 6 characters of the title. And then we have the last 6 characters of this particular title. So left and right is great for the beginning and the end of strings. So maybe you want to actually start in the middle. What you can do is use a substring. A substring will allow us to start in a particular portion of the string. I'm going to put in title 3, which means start at position 3, and then get 2 characters. So it's going to get character number 3 and character number 4. And maybe I'm actually looking for the position of a particular word. So maybe I'm looking for the position of the. Char index will show the first instance of the word the in this particular string. So the string we're looking for is obviously title. Putting in char index looks for the in the title, and you can see it shows a number, which means that you can find the word the starting at that particular position. So again, what we can do is combine these two. So I'm going to have my substring. I'm going to look in the title, but now I want to start where the is found in the string. So it does that, and then I'll put in title, and instead of going for 2 characters or 5 characters, I'm going to put in len. So what is len? Len is the length of the particular string. So let me just do this on its own. If I put in len title, you can see various numbers. This shows the number of characters in the string. So I'm going to put in len over here, which means it's going to try to get the full number of characters in this particular string. So that means if it's only 2 characters from the word the, it's going to return 2. If it's only 10 characters after the word the, regardless of whether len is 100 or 50, it's only going to return 10, right? So I'm going to put len, and you can see it actually shows everything from the word the till the end of that string. So substring is a very powerful way to search through strings. It does have a bit of a performance hit when you're using on large sets. We're using a very small data set right now. SQL Server is designed to work with hundreds of millions of rows, billions of rows, like even trillions of rows. So this set that we're looking at is very, very small in comparison. So it's going to perform very fast right now, but once it starts growing, it becomes a bit of a pain. And maybe I'll just put in a where over here, just so we're only looking for strings that have the word the, and then yeah, you can see that looks a bit cleaner now. And since we're looking at some of the string functions, I think maybe let's actually jump onto some of the aggregate functions as well. So the first one we can look at is count. So we can type in count from movies, and you can see it actually shows the full number of movies in this table. So that's the actual row count. So now instead of actually having the full count, maybe we actually want to see how many movies came out in a particular release year. Okay, so let's do select release year, and we have count from movies, and we have a group by release year. So the group by is basically going to allow us to put each release year on each row. If I don't do that, you'll see it actually gives you an error. So remember, whenever you're using count or sum or max, like the other aggregate functions we're going to look at, if you put something like release year over there, you need to have it in your group by, because it has to group those numbers together. It's going to count everything for each particular release year. So I'm going to put that there. And now we actually have all the release years and the number of movies which came out in each one of those years. So now we have count, so we can see the number of movies, but maybe we actually want to look at something a bit different. So let's actually have a look at the directors. Let's see, we can do director ID and count, and again group by. So now we can see the total amount of movies directed by each director. And I'm just going to call this column total movies. And maybe what I want to actually show you is what the last year this particular director put out a movie over here. So max is going to show the biggest release year for this director, because maybe we're doing this group by down here. If I did it on its own, you'll see it will just show the max value in the whole table. Same thing with count. Count is just going to look for the whole table. And I'm just going to call this latest movie. And maybe I want to show this director's first movie. So I'm going to put in min release here. And I'll put in first movie. Again, this is grouping it by director ID. So I'm going to show the earliest year for this particular director. So I run it, and now we can see this particular director has directed these amount of movies. That's his first release year, and that's his last release year. So I'm going to end this intro right here. Yes, there are a lot of objects I didn't cover. I didn't cover CTEs, I didn't cover indexes, I didn't cover assemblies. There's such a lot in SQL Server that I won't be able to cover it all in this one particular playlist or video. So I will be releasing a few more in later dates. I'm putting together a bigger course for people that actually want to go from zero to becoming a senior developer. So that's going to cover everything from installation to indexes, performance tuning, all those type of things. It's going to be a very in-depth course. So if you want to stay up to date with the course, subscribe to this channel. Also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're also on Facebook and LinkedIn, so subscribe there to stay up to date. I'm going to end it there. Let all that information just soak into your brain so that you can actually start using it and start applying it. And I will catch you in the next video. See ya.